नमः सर्वेभ्यः पुनरपि स्वागतम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. Welcome one and all to the continued series of Bhagavadgita contemplation along with its meaning. We were discussing some of the very important concepts from 6th chapter, where Krishna focuses on Uddhared Atmanatmanam na Atmanam avasadayet Atmaiva Hyatmano Bandhuhu Atma eva Ripuhu Atmanaha. One has to befriend oneself. One should not make oneself enemy by indulging. And in fact, there are many indications how Krishna says, when do we become friends ourselves and enemies by ourselves itself. So, Uddhared Atmanatmanam, after this, Bandhu Atma Atmanaha Tasya Yena eva Atmana Jitaha Anatmanastu Shatrutve Vartetatve Shatruvat Varteta Atma eva Shatruvat. Atma, self, becomes an enemy when oneself is not one's own control. By this end of the conversation, it says one who is self-controlled is known to be a yogi, and only that person can become friend for oneself who keeps everything in one's control. So with this, he winds up saying what are the fundamental values or fundamental features of a yogi who keeps everything under control. It doesn't mean you are intimidating all your faculties, but you have become master of anything that you have at your disposal for all your functionalities. For example, all the senses, all the mind, all the pranic aspect of your personality, everything is under your control, meaning you are not suppressing, you are not intimidating it, you are not giving freedom to it, but it is basically you have become master of all of them. Whenever you want, the mind thinks. Whenever you want, senses activate. Whenever you want, you are spending energy wherever it is required. That means you have become a master. In fact, other word for this condition of oneself being master of oneself is Swami, okay, or Ishvara. Ishvara is basically a owner of anything. Right now, I have become owner of myself. Therefore, this is the condition we claim as Swami. So, yogi basically is a Swami of one's own all kinds of faculties. So, with this, Jitatmanaha Prashantasya Paramatma Samahitaha Shita Ushna Sukha Dukheshu Tatha Manapamanayoho Jnana Vijnana Triptatma Kutastho Vichitendriyaha Yukta Ityuchyate Yogi Samaloštashma Kanchanaha. Then Suhrin Mitrar Yudasina Madhyasthadveshya Bandhushu Sadhishwapi Chapapeshu Samabuddhihi Vishishyate. This very small segment within Bhagavad Gita where it features how a yogi is having samabuddhi. Samabuddhi and Vishama Buddhi. Samabuddhi is equal treatment of all kinds of members, be it sadhishvapi cha papeshu samabuddhi vishishyate, and suhrit mitra ari udasina madhyastha dveshya bandhu sadhushu apicha papeshu samabuddhi vishishyate. With all the fellow human beings belonging to different categories, maybe your own enemy, your own relatives, your own well-wisher, and anyone who you treat as a human being, everybody is equal. And also, yukta ityichyate yogi samaloshta ashma kanchana. There is no difference between stone and the jewels, stone and the diamonds, diamonds and rest of anything in the world for others when it is very much valuable. So, value for a person when it is between the yogi and a common man, it becomes very huge difference. There is an incident from the biography of Ramana Maharshi where Ramana Maharshi, and in fact this is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's biography, he thinks that stones and the coins are equal. They have no difference at all. As you treat the coins, so you treat the stones as well. And there is one shloka. Mudhaihi pashana khandeshu ratna samjna vidhiyate. So there are only 3 gems: Anna, Jala and Subhashita. Jalam, Annam, Subhashitam. Prithivyam Trini Ratnani Jalam, Annam, Subhashitam. Mudhaihi Pashana Khandeshu Ratna Samjna Vidhiyate. According to this Subhashita, Prithivyam Trini Ratnani, there are 3 gems. Which are those? Jalam, Annam and Subhashitam. Jalam is water, Annam is food, and Subhashitam is something which can ignite knowledge within. Everything is called Subhashita. Don't assume Subhashitas are only in the form of shlokas and in 4 lines in Chandas. Anything that can kindle the knowledge within is called Subhashita. Sushtu Bhashitam, Sadhu Bhashitam. Something which is helpful, which can increase the level of jnanam, that is called Subhashitam. So, all the mudhas consider even the stones as ratna, but the real ratnas are these 3: Jalam, Annam and Subhashitam. But here, on the other extreme of the knowledge spectrum, the common man and a yogi has even the gems for other fellows and even gem for all the fellow human beings. For yogi, it is the stone and the gem and the money and anything that is available which is assumed to be more valuable by a common man becomes an equal like a stone. Sama loshta ashma kanchanaha. Loshta is a metal. Ashma is the kanchanaha is the gold. So be it a stone, be it a metal, be it a gold or any other thing, these are all one and the same. That's what the opinion of Krishna regarding a yogi. And then yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitaha ekaki yata chittatma nirashihi aparigraha. This is the 11th shloka of 6th chapter where he says yogi yunjita. Yunjita here exactly means unite or you have to synchronize. Yogi Yunjita Satatam, all the time, continuously. Atmanam Rahasi Sthitaha. Rahasi is in secret place. That doesn't mean you go and hide in the caves. But here Rahasi Sthitaha is, it is secret for others, but it is self-enquiry into oneself. Rahasi Sthitaha ekaki yatachittatma nirashihi aparigraha. So ekaki, this is very, very important. In group, only chit chat and gossips, and in fact even study also happens in group. But sadhana should happen only by an individual. In fact, you can see this ekaki rahasisthitaha even in Hatha Yoga Pradipika. So Hatha Yoga Pradipika also says you have to stay away from common conversations happening around the money, happening around the power, happening around the position, happening around all the mundane things. Generally, when low level intellectuals come together and discuss about only things which boost their ahankar. Basically, ekaki is you have to seclude yourself for a reason that when you are trying to contemplate on yourself, there should not be any other kind of distractions. Talking about somebody else, talking about something other, deviating subjects. Therefore, only when you can invest your mind, mental, psychological, intellectual energy towards yourself, that is the outcome of being ekaki. And it is very important to know why you are being ekaki, why you are separately staying. Ekakitvam also you need to understand. Otherwise, there are many other negative consequences. One may go even to depression. There are types of phobias. When we analyze in psychology, there are types of phobias. When you are alone, there are desires coming up, unnecessary focus on the desires, unnecessary contemplation on something what is not very much required for anyone. Therefore, ekaki, on a positive side, knowing the destination of realizing oneself is positive. When we do not know, like empty mind is devil's workshop, ekakitvam in that case is very, very dangerous. So ekaki yata chittatma, chitta and atma. Yata is master of chitta and atma, chitta, manas, and all the other components of our personality. Nirashihi aparigraha. Ashihi, without any ashas, without any compelling and impulsive desires to fulfill there and then. Nirashihi aparigraha. Aparigraha is also very much value here. You should not accumulate more and more and more, that you start worrying about your own accumulation and your accumulated property maintaining. This is what is yoga and kshema. Yoga is apraptasya praptihi, kshema is praptasya rakshanam. You did not have a property till now. When you have that property, it is an added responsibility. You have to protect it. You have to secure it for your usage later. So, procurement and protection of what you have accumulated are the two burdens when you own something. So, nirashihi aparigraha, without any asha. In fact, these are very, very easy to describe. Nirashihi, don't be with all the desires. But it is quite challenging to be nirashihi and aparigraha. Aparigraha is a great value, and very recently I have come across one of the Swamijis I met very long ago. His name is Siddheshwara Swamiji from Bijapur. Even after he left his physical body, there was no ashram, there was no property that he owned. In fact, once he sits for satsang, lakhs of people used to come every time. But he did not make any ashram, he did not have any ownership, and there was nothing. Even though there was a trust, he did not have any active position. So he seems to be, in fact, a parigraha follower in the very recent days. There are many masters, there are many our own relatives, we have to recognize them. They use whenever the resources are needed. Whenever the resources are not required, they will not accumulate and they will not consume as well. Aparigraha is a great value, and this is the fifth yama. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. In the Ashtanga Yoga, Aparigraha becomes very, very important feature, important value to have in the life of yogi. So we will contemplate on the other features of yogi and yoga in the upcoming conversations. सर्वेभ्यः नमांसि. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः.